everybody! So if you're watching this right now, it is Friday the 17th. It's World Prematurity Day. So we are asking everybody to light up the world purple. Google it. You'll see all these famous buildings throughout the world that are going to be completely lit up purple for World Prematurity Day. Tried to do this without Mackenzie home so she didn't interrupt me, and the dog is interrupting me. Sorry, guys. So this is a near and dear cause to our heart. Mackenzie was born 10 weeks early, weighing 2.5 pounds. So she's what they refer to as a 30-weeker. And many of you already know Mackenzie's story. Some of you don't. If it's something that you're interested in hearing, because reaching out to other NICU families had really helped me get through our journey, I would share that with everybody in a heartbeat. The problem is obviously, if you've been there, it's a long story. So it would be like a 30-minute vlog. So if you're interested, leave a comment. I'll definitely go into detail. A lot of people already know it, so I didn't know how many people would really be interested in hearing it. But because all of you guys are great, wonderful families that support us and love us, we just ask that you kind of do a little research on this World Prematurity thing. If it's something that you want to donate to, March of Dimes is awesome. That would be wonderful. We usually walk each spring, and I'll probably post a video when it gets closer with the link to donate to support Kenzie's team. So this video to me is actually more about awareness, but I want to bring your attention to a few other things when it comes to prematurity. And there's a couple of like myths out there. There's a couple of things that people word that is it's just kind of mean, and I don't know, you guys don't mean it when you say it, but unless you're in the parent's shoes, you wouldn't think this. All right, so here's the first thing. When somebody has a baby and they're born premature or they're born sick, don't say, "I'm so sorry to hear that." Say, "Congratulations. They're excited, they just had a baby." I can't tell you, one of my aunts did, and I love you, Aunt Ruth. Sent me flowers while I was in the hospital with Mackenzie. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks before Mackenzie was born. But I remember going to see my friends after they had their first, especially your first baby, and they had balloons and flowers and cards and all of these great things to celebrate the birth of their child. And I'm sorry to hear that. That was hard. I wanted to celebrate my baby girl. And even if my baby girl didn't make it, or even if my baby girl was only there for a couple of days, I still would have wanted to celebrate her life. So don't feel like, oh, well, the baby's really sick or we don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter. It's still a celebration of that birth, that child's life. That means something to that mom and dad. So say congratulations. Mail that card to their house. Send those flowers. The baby might not be able to have them in the NICU, but that mom can sure have them in her hospital room. So that was one of my biggest things. The other thing that luckily nobody had ever said this to me, and I think because most people knew why Mackenzie was born premature, but for those of you that say, "Oh, what did you do?" I got a lot of, "Oh, how did that happen?" Which I never took it negatively, but a lot of people word it as, "Oh, what did you do?" Do you know the majority of premature births, they have no rhyme or reason for why the baby was born early? The doctors have no clue. So how does that mom know what she did? She already feels bad enough that her body betrayed her and her child. Trust me, I struggle with this on a daily basis when I look at the little scars on Kenzie's hands and her feet from IVs. My body failed her, and because of that, she bears the scars. So don't think for a second when you say that to a mother of a premature child that does not strike a chord in them, because it does, and it's kind of rude. I can tell you 100% I was the healthiest I've ever been in my entire life. I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do any type of drugs, didn't do anything like that even before I got pregnant, like years. So ever, I'll be honest with you. So I was at my skinniest, healthiest, ideal BMI because I knew we were gonna try to have a baby, and I got my body as healthy as possible a full year in advance because I wanted to be able to have the healthiest pregnancy and the healthiest child I could, and it didn't happen. So it's not their fault. like I said, they don't know. And it's like a high percentage that they don't know. It's like something like 80% or something crazy that they don't know. So don't word it like that. They're probably more than happy to tell you about their child, but don't blame them for it. It's not drug use. It's not, they didn't eat poorly. Some of the things that people like think of that these are the causes. It's not it. That's all a myth. The next thing I am sick of seeing when it comes to prematurity is the ads for March of Dimes on Facebook. The little things that say, oh, it's a March of Dimes because they only get 10 cents for every dollar. That's not true. And when you share things like that on Facebook and social media that are not true, you are hurting really great causes. And it's not just the March of Dimes that happens to. I've seen a whole one where it had like 4 or 5 different organizations on there saying how like their money is spent poorly. And they're lies. Before you post anything on Facebook, and I'm talking political, I'm talking religious, I'm talking whatever it is, make sure that you are posting something that is accurate. Do the research first. Don't just share an article that has no scientific backing or proof whatsoever that it's just not accurate. The March of Dimes is called the March of Dimes because the person that created the March of Dimes was just asking for your dimes, your pennies, your quarters, your pocket change to do research to save babies' lives. Here in Rhode Island, over 90 cents for every dollar goes directly into research and families. Where does that other 10 cents go, you ask? Well, gee, the people that work there need to get paid for it. The building that they rent needs to be paid for. The electric, the heat, the telephone needs to get paid for. So obviously not 100% of any organization that you donate to is going to go directly into helping the families or the research. I mean, that's just common sense, people. And I'm sorry that I'm being very passionate about this, but I am, because it's very important to me. That research saved my child's life. So for you to knock an organization that literally saved my child's life gets me upset. So those are just my couple of pet peeves when it came to prematurity, and it affects more people than you think. And some people are only in there for a day, and other people are in there for, I've seen families in the hospital for over a year. But guess what, these babies, they're thriving. They are thriving. And the research that is being conducted is unbelievable. When Mackenzie was born, they said that X, Y, and Z, all of these things are going to happen, and nothing ever did. And again, I will go into it in detail if you would like. Again, just leave a comment. Even if it's just one person, I would definitely share it. It's just something that obviously you can see I'm passionate about, so I get a little emotional. So it can be a little emotionally draining for me to tell her story. But if it's going to help somebody, I absolutely would. But now they're saving like babies that are like 23 weeks. And these babies are thriving. Thriving. So again, just do your research and just watch how you talk to parents of premature babies. And don't forget, their lives they're worth celebrating. They are absolutely worth celebrating. I don't know what I would do without my Peanut. But again, even if I only had her for a little bit of time, which just makes me want to cry thinking about, I'd still want to celebrate her. She's still amazing, and she touched my life from the moment I saw her. Hell, I even give her from the moment I knew she existed. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. But today is all about raising awareness for prematurity. So light up the world's purple, people. Come on, I want to see it. All right, everybody, have a blessed day, and I'm praying for all you NICU moms and dads out there and babies, because it's a tough road. It's a tough road. You know, everyone said it's a roller coaster ride, but what they don't tell you, it's a roller coaster ride that you're not strapped in for. And it's scary, but you're going to get through it, and your children are going to do awesome. And even if they have a little hiccup, that's okay, because God made them perfect, just the way they are. All right, so we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.